Hello everybody, and I am RetroZuki81, coming to you on YouTube, on new broadcast. Okay. Get my composure together, so. It's funny when you mess up, you know? To me, it's kind of funny, but actually, you know, how to really put it the right way. Some things you just don't want to say when you broadcast, you know? And so you don't just say those things. And as funny as it is, it might seem to me, it might not sit the same way to someone else. You understand? So, how to explain it? Okay. There was a previous broadcast. Excuse me. Okay. So I had a previous broadcast, like 2 or 3 broadcasts before, and it was about the, you know, place where I train karate, Region 5. But it's not just about that. It may be about some things, you know, I mentioned, how to really say it. I don't really know if I want to delete that or will delete that, you know, because this is part of my problem here. I mean, I don't want to make it out like, you know, everything I broadcast is only about me, but it's just stating that, you know, like in that broadcast, the previously, you know, recorded video for that band shell, campground, military, whatever. What was I going to say about this? Let me think back on this. Okay, how did I mess up? What did I do wrong? Or what did I do unprofessional, like say for broadcast? Okay, now I remember how I was going to say this. And the reason I'm having to remember, well, I don't have, you know, let me explain that briefly too. I don't just have a crew, a camera crew, you know, like a broadcast crew. Let's say I was working and broadcasting for like channel 2, 4, 7, ABC, NBC, Fox News, whatever. It's just kind of like the problem I'm having here. I may not have cue cards, people holding cue, you know, banner cards, whatever, big old cue cards of what to say, what to not say. Not that they always need that. Now, here's what I'm implying here. I'm not getting paid for what I do also. That's a good key point here to understand. I'm not getting paid for these broadcasts at all. You see, so I'm trying to become a professional YouTuber. And it's not just the fact that I'm not paid for this, but what it also is this. I am having financial issues. I have been having financial issues for many years, and I must apply for 100 jobs. 1 to 2 weeks, I apply for 100 jobs, it seems like. And I don't know if it's less. It might be 50 jobs in 1 to 2 weeks. But here's the problem, though. I might apply for 30 jobs in 1 week. I don't know. But I apply for a lot of jobs, and they're different jobs. But I apply on Indeed.com. So it has my resume uploaded. And I don't know who's behind the scenes or whatever. If anyone or anybody who just, you know, I don't want to sound like I'm paranoid, but why am I not getting hired? Why am I not getting a good job? And why is that happening to me? See, I don't know what's going on with that, because I'm a nice person, I'm a mentally stable person, and I'm not, I'm just saying mentally stable because there's some crazy people out there too. They're not going to get work if they're depicted to be crazy. But to my knowledge, I know I'm a mentally sane guy. If someone doesn't know me, well, then please do not judge me. So, okay. It's kind of like a problem, Really, to mention some things I mention, I feel like I'm risking my safety, really, to just mention these things. But that's the problem I got. There's people that are very proud people in the world. And I can't just, say what I say sometimes if I don't know what their background is, who they're supposed to be in the world. And, then you got to contend with other people that, well, who am I? Who are you? Who am I? I see, here's my biggest problem here. This is why I'm messing up in the broadcast. It's because I'm not respected for what my claims are. To get that respect back, I don't know what it's going to take. And, well, that's the problem. How am I going to get the respect back for what I earned? I'm not. And why is that? Is it right to not have that respect that I earned? And that's my whole big problem here. I've got to live my life. I know I contributed to the game industry. I contributed to other game industries, video games, inspired the planet with these video games. Really, I know I did, but I'm not bragging, but I have to state what my contributions are in my personal opinion, and opinions, make that plural too, because there's a lot that I did with contributing this fight choreography, because it's my strong belief that if I didn't do this fight choreography for Shenmue and whatever it is for Tekken and other video games, they wouldn't have those video games. They wouldn't even have like the main, see how to say it, because of Shenmue, we have Grand Theft Auto. Okay, know that about history of video games. These ideas came from something too, but I'm not going to get into that. It's just, if there was no Shenmue, and one thing I do know that I did create is the fight choreography. I really did these moves first, but here's the whole problem I have. I'm not credited for it. I'm not compensated under trademark law, copyright law, under, given royalties or given remuneration rights. There's also something called remuneration rights, okay? So what remuneration rights is that, a company, a franchise, well, not a franchise, but a corporation is what the word is. They give you a payout and they say, here's some money, thank you for your service, for what you did, and don't say nothing about what you did, but here's some money. It's called remuneration rights, and I believe you probably would have to sign off for it. That's called remuneration rights. And I contributed to Sega, clearly, but I was never presented remuneration rights. Now, I believe I was supposed to, but I just was not. So, it's just, that's why probably, and I have to explain this, because I'm making all these claims for Shenmue and even Tekken, but I never got a waiver or something to sign for remuneration rights. So now I believe I have to take this like maybe a step further online and say the things I say. Now, I might be deleting that broadcast. Pardon him either. I might be leading that broadcast from Region 5, and in fact, I think it's just so offensive to some things I'm saying to some people that are in my history. I'd rather, to be honest and frank about it, I'd rather save it for, legal purposes, and if I get to that level. But, see, really, it's like this. I'm getting too much, detail, too deep into it, way too much information that I don't want to say what's true or what's speculation. I don't want to give that clarification for what I think is speculation or truth, because some of this information, it's kind of mixed in there. That's because I'm trying to present, like a court hearing, or maybe like something to be settled outside of court. And I'm not kidding about this because, well, I've earned this respect through a degree and through certification. Now, it's not that, everything I said in that video is true. So that's why I'm going to say it's either speculation or it's either truth. So don't believe everything you hear. Just like Ryuzuki says, don't believe everything you hear. And stating the fact, that's what he says. But anyway, yeah, it's just, see, when you broadcast, you have to broadcast correctly, or when you come online, it can be such a mess. But the reason I'm messing up is because I'm having a lot of financial problems. What does that equate to? With financial problems, I have other problems in my life. Like, I have a bad lifestyle. I have a disorganized life. I can't take care of myself a lot of times. I can't take care of anything a lot of times because, I just, I don't have what it takes. I don't have the funds. I don't have the lifestyle because I was never compensated for what my contribution was. See, I have not made something of myself, literally, because I made something of myself at age 14. And then that money that, was taken or whatever, it was given to somebody else. What I made of myself was given to somebody else. Now, that might offend somebody to say that, but that's what I made of myself. That's why my teacher gave me that money to begin with. But I don't know if he's going to misinterpret it and just close it off completely and say, no, that's not how it is. See, that's the problem I'm having. To me, that's when I first made something of myself at age 14, and I already made money, and I already had money coming to me because I remembered something, again. And it's funny how your memory works, because I lost my memory. And then I remember, oh, yeah, I was supposed to be given, copyright money or something. Because I had this, idea. The reason I mentioned this to my teacher, every time you play a video game, there's something called, like every time you play, like, say, Double Dragon, Streets of Rage, or Sonic the Hedgehog, there's something that says, like, a C or a TM. Excuse me. It's either TM or C, or it's a R, like a right to reserve. You see these little logos, but they all mean something, and in copyright, patent law, and that. I know I'm supposed to have like a how to say this. I was supposed to register probably an LLC, and that means a limited liability company. But here's the whole problem with this. It's just that, I don't want to get too deep into it, but these are my claims. And that should be, I was supposed to, like, see, when you register an LLC, that's your business. Now, the funny thing about this is I already know what I'm talking about here. And they did not, I'm looking right at this Dreamcast. You look at this guy. Look at that. He's got the same face I've got, literally. See those eyes, the eyebrows, the nose, the mouth, the chin. Look at that chin line, and look at the way I look in that one picture. That's the same chin line, because that's the same year that I was good at karate, Korean karate, and that's what it was at the time. And other martial arts I did. I look like this guy, and that's the first original Shenmue. They see, I don't know how they believe that I look that way, but I don't always smile or try to smile. At the time, I had braces, and I looked like, like this guy when I close my mouth. But they told me, see, here's another part of my history. The reason in that picture that I'm kind of smiling, there was a picture of a karate grandmaster that I remember liking, having an admiration to train with him, and that, well, I've seen him in a phone book, and I admired his advertisement a lot. So I believed in, doing Taekwondo. I got all amped up to do Taekwondo in my mind. And then, it's like this, I did really good in karate. And somehow, from watching the movies, other martial arts came out of me. Now, I don't know how these other martial art moves came out of me, but they just came out of me in class. I happened to do other martial arts. And it was, some of it, okay. Excuse my hoarse voice, but some of these moves I did in that karate class, it was just spiritual talent, that because I was so gifted, the talent just came out of me, and I naturally did these moves perfect. But I can't explain how that happened. It just happened like that, and that's probably the best explanation, or one of the best explanations I can give. It just came out of me, like, it's like, if a diamond or some gold or something is in the ground, well, and you pull it out, well, it just came out of the ground. And I don't know, that's really, essentially what I've done for Shenmue. And what I've done, I believe, is very, special for what I did. But I did it for Japan. I did it for the world. And I know I did it first as fight choreography. And so that's why I'm explaining this. And thank you. This is Retro Rizuki 81.